Welcome back to part two. This is the workflow that I normally use in Pixinsight and Gimp for my one-shot colour and monochrome narrowband data using the Swan Nebula as an example. So having finished part one, we ended up with stretched data sets of both the stars and starless grayscale data. You may have noticed that there was this leftover star once we'd applied StarNet. Now, StarNet's done a very good job, but this extremely strong bright star has left this artifact, and we really need to remove this at the grayscale stage. Now, there are two options here. The first one's in Pixinsight. We can use a thing called clone stamp. Now, this is a little bit fiddly, but once you get the hang of it, it actually works very well. There's a second option in GIMP that I'm quickly showing here. This is the healing tool. And again, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it can achieve a very good result. So for the next stage, we're going to combine the oxygen and the hydrogen data into a bicolor HOO image. There's lots of ways of doing this. I've chosen the LRGB process and selecting the hydrogen alpha for both the luminance and the red channels and the oxygen data for the green and the blue channels. And you'll see the coloured image that's produced there in front of you. Now, at this stage, I've just got to reorder and rename both the star and the processed image, and we're well on to the way of finishing this image off now. Just a couple of quick tweaks. I like to do the HDR function, especially on this data set, and also the dark enhance function as well. And you can just follow the settings that I've used there. The next step in my workflow is to make a copy of the star mask or a star clone that I've done here. And for this star clone, I'm going to treat that with a morphological transformation. And note that I've selected morphological selection and an amount of 0.5. And what this will do is it will enhance the larger stars and it will reduce the smaller stars. And you'll see later on in GIMP that this will allow us complete control over the amount of detailed stars that we can bring into the image. Okay, so we're onto the home straight now, and I like to do the finishing touches to the image in GIMP, which is free software. You can copy and paste the data straight in from Pixinsight, or you can save as TIFF files and load them into GIMP that way. Now, we're going to be dealing with the same three data sets, but this time as layers. We've got the two star levels on top, and then we've got the HOO starless level as the third layer there. And the first two layers, I'm going to use screen as the mode, and I'm going to change the transparency of the star layers. And this really gives us really nice control over the degree of which the stars, both in their number and size, dominate the final image. And of course, it's all down to final taste, and this stage really depends very much on the target as well. There's a couple of things that I like to do specifically in GIMP, one of which is to sharpen the HOO data. I find that this somehow works better than the unsharp mask in Pixinsight, so I do that at this stage. Similarly, I'm going to have another go at the shadows or the highlights in this case, using the GIMP tool just to further reduce what the HDR tool did in Pixinsight. And again, it's all down to personal taste. And along similar lines, we can have a go at adjusting the hue, the saturation, the intensity levels, and the curves to your heart's content. So this is pretty much where I'll leave things, because this really is down to personal taste and specific to the target that you're shooting. And this is the final image. So hopefully you've enjoyed that tutorial. It's been another quick video. Please like and subscribe. And if you've got any comments, I'd be more than happy to answer them in the comments below.